Hey everybody, welcome back to Guns and Gadgets, your premier source for Second Amendment news. Kind of doing a little bit of a laid-back video today. I just don't have it in me. I just sucked down about 3 cups of blackout coffee, nowhere to lie. I'm dragging. It's one of those days. And I've been digging through legislatures all day long, catching up on bills. So if you're not a member of my Instagram or my Facebook, consider whatever it is, joining, liking, following, whatever they call it. Follow me there, because I've been putting out quick little updates legislatively via quick posts, because like I said, I'm dragging today. Plus I went to the dentist and had my face drilled. It's awesome. One of those days. But I still wanted to put a bill on your radar. I don't really know if we have to worry about this yet, but it's one of those ones that they're in the background, and keep an eye on it. So this is a bill that we've seen before. It's now called HR882 is the new number. Again, 882. And it's called Keeping Guns from High-Risk Individuals Act. And it's been submitted by Representative Robin Kelly, Democrat out of Illinois. Now this bill does one thing and one thing only. And what it does is it changes the rules or the metrics that are used to consider if somebody is a federally prohibited person or not when it comes to owning firearms. I got some quick notes, like I said, that just don't have it in me today, so bear with me. This text was just released. The bill was actually pre-filed, or was actually filed about a month ago, early February, and for some reason they took a long time to print the text of this bill. But I have it. I went through it, and I'll hit you with some of the things you should just have it on your radar. So it's a huge expansion on the criteria that will determine if somebody's prohibited or not. And know that under federal law, to be a prohibited person, you have to have been either convicted of a felony, a misdemeanor domestic violence conviction, or adjudicated mentally ill. And then in some states, like I said, I don't know the laws of every single state because I just don't have that kind of time. But those states that have what are being called super misdemeanors. For instance, in Massachusetts, an OUI, which is operating under the influence, which is a DWI in all other states, if you were convicted of that as a misdemeanor, even if it's your first time offense, misdemeanor, because the potential sentence for that misdemeanor has been changed to 2.5 years by our previous governor, Deval Patrick. He's a winner. Because it's more than 2 years, that triggers that federally prohibited clause, because anything that has a sentence over 2 years is typically a felony. This is a misdemeanor, but it's that 2.5 year. They only did that law change to screw people out of their Second Amendment here. So those are the parameters currently. But under 882, it would also add anyone who was convicted of a crime of violence in any court, not just federal court, and that takes place in the most recent 10 years. And we'll get into the definition of a crime of violence because they reference Section 16 of it's 18 USC Section 16. So if you're looking up the federal law, it's 18 USC 16. And I'll give you a quick rundown on what that is. But in the last 10 years, if you were convicted of any crime of violence in any court, then if this were to pass into law, this bill, you would become federally prohibited. And we'll talk about that. I mean, there's a lot of people who could have been convicted of a felony, not even felony, a misdemeanor, assault and battery. That would trigger this. Anyone who has not yet attained the age of 25, and they were adjudicated in any court as committing a crime of violence if that crime had been committed by an adult. What does that mean? Juveniles. This bill would specifically use your juvenile record against you. So a lot of states like Massachusetts, again, I'll reference this state because I know the laws here. Your juvenile record is typically not used against you unless it's like murder or something serious. But even then, it's not. You're not found guilty. You know, you're adjudicated differently as a juvenile, and this would use that against you. It would also, here's another work of art. If you happen to be in any 3 consecutive year period in the most recent 10 years, so any 3 years consecutive during the last 10-year period, if you were convicted in any court on 2 separate occasions any offense that has an element of the possession or distribution of, or the intent to possess or distribute controlled dangerous substances, which are narcotics. And remember, marijuana is federally illegal still, guys and gals. Remember that. And alcohol. So, again, most juveniles fall into one of these three categories. But yeah, and then anybody who was convicted in any court of stalking. And it's really easy to get some misdemeanor convictions. Think of assault and battery, bar fight. Turn 21, get into a fight in a bar. Judge says, yeah, you're guilty. Do 2 hours of cleaning in the town square as community service and go away, right? You didn't get any jail time, no fines or whatever, but this would be held against you, make you federally prohibited, even though it was a misdemeanor because it was a crime of violence. And let's go over what crime of violence is under 18 U.S.C. 16. There are two main sections of it, and it's very, very vague when it specifically, law. Speaking about law, very vague, and there's a lot of ways that this could be utilized to the advantage of the anti-gunner. So if a crime of violence would be any offense that has an element of the use, the attempted use, or the threatened use of physical force against a person or property of another. Physical use, the threatened use of, or the attempted use of physical force against a person or property of another. Throw out something that a lot of people do when they're young and dumb, right? Mailbox baseball. That has an offense, has an element of physical force, smashing the mailbox with a bat. That would lump you into a crime of violence under this bill. Also, the other catch-all in the crime of violence definition in 18 U.S.C. 16 is any other felony that involves substantial risk that physical force may be used in the course of the committed offense. So if that's anything where physical force is used in to commit it, breaking and entering, anything you can think of where physical force would be included in that, as long as that crime was considered a felony. So, and notice the first one didn't say anything about a felony. So, and that's how vague it is, and that's how easy it is for a really good attorney, a prosecutor, to lump somebody in this, to make them federally prohibited for the rest of their lives under this bill 882, HR882. So it would create a whole new class of probably millions and millions of prohibited people. And I just wanted to put that on your map. Again, check me out on Instagram and Facebook. I know a lot of people aren't on Facebook, but if you're still there, I'm still putting news out there. If you're on the old IG, put the follow on there too. Follow your boy, because I'm pumping out stuff left and right, and sometimes it's just easier to do a quick post to get the masses informed than it is to go in the studio and record and edit and upload and all that crazy stuff. So follow me if you haven't. If you haven't subscribed to Guns and Gadgets, please consider doing so. This is where you'll find all the news, Second Amendment related, good, bad, ugly, or indifferent. And I'll do it every single day that I can, including days where I can't feel the left side of my face. Quick updates again. We have two huge bills that we're facing. The Biden gun control push has officially started, HR8 and HR1446. I'll have the videos that I've done already on it floating above, but they will be scheduled for your vote next week. They're going to skip committee. They're going to 99% chance they're going to pass the House. As long as it goes down party lines, they're going to pass the House. And HR8 already has 3 Republicans that have co-sponsored it. Our hope comes in the Senate, where it's the only way we can defeat these bills, to be honest with you. And watch those videos. If you have questions, hit me up. And hopefully you'll consider subscribing to the channel, because this channel is stronger with you as a member. Guys and gals, till we see each other again, be safe, stay vigilant, carry a weapon. I'll see you on the next one. Take care, everybody.